Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Dior, and this is Arkham Horror, the card game. We're doing Darkham Horror and now doing Lost in the Woods. This will be my first time doing this scenario, so expect many mistakes. So, we did not help the Hamlet rebuild because there was nothing broken, so skip to intro 2. You decide that the expedition needs a week to rest and recover from the trials you have faced over the past few days. Some members head to the tavern or whatever remains to spend their coin on dalliance and diversion, while others sleep away the time, recovering from their exertions. And so you spend the break exploring the local surrounding area and speaking to the locals. One day, during an idle excursion to the manor, you stumble across a stack of mundane documents written by a housekeeper detailing the comings and goings of the people who lived in the manor. You eagerly trace through the entries for anything of note, and you find something. Your ancestor spent a number of weeks at some point going to and from something the housekeeper called the Sylvan Library, in the woods to the southwest of the hamlet. You recall from your conversations with the locals that those woods are said to be cursed. Nobody who enters them ever returns, lost to the mist that permanently shroud the forest. But according to this, your ancestor made regular trips there at some point. Maybe there is something of note there. All right, give me 1 second. Okay, let's keep going. If Otto von Eisenberg is an expedition member, proceed to intro 3. We will. You discuss your findings later that evening with the rest of the expedition as you start planning for the next day's excursion. Otto, who has been quiet ever since he started attending meetings, sidles up to you and asks for a quick word. I know that place you're going tomorrow. There's a camp near there we sometimes use to lay low. Quite a lot of others have disappeared while wandering off in those woods. I'd be careful if I were you. I should be able to get us back to the camp, and there probably won't be many still there, but all this other library stuff is beyond me. By the way, if we do stop at the camp, I have some valuables I'd like to retrieve. He unclamps his hand from your shoulders and starts to walk away. Thanks. All right, we do the setup. All right, we're going to be starting at the wheel clearing, which I have over here. Depending on the number of players, we have 2, so it's going to be 2 copies of stairs and 6 random copies of bookshelves. Before we do any of that, let's deal with this. If von Eisenberg is an expedition member, we'll go ahead and place these. They are not missing. We don't need to worry about any of these. Okay, and then this is based off player number. 2-player act deck. There we go. We don't need to worry about any of those. We'll put these aside and these aside. And then over here we need library setup. Okay, so I don't think it's that we need. Actually, wait, that might be it. Yeah, these are bookshelves. Okay. I think I understand, maybe, possibly. Sorry about that. Okay. Depending on the number of players, set aside out of play a different number of library stairs and bookshelf locations. Remove the remainder from the game. Okay. Also, so right now we don't need to worry about any of this, I don't think. And I think it's going to do the setup for us. Okay. Also, depending on the number of players, we just choose the act, which we just did. And then we have the campaign log. We have to check if we had Otto von Eisenberg as an expedition member, which we do. And if we happen to also fail to have Victorine and Bernard nowhere to be found, which is not the situation we have. Locations in the encounter deck, that just lets us know that we can draw locations, very similar to Lost in Time and Space and some other ones. Let's see. When put into play, a single-sided location is put into play with its revealed side up because it has no unrevealed side. Otherwise, it functions as a normal location in every other way. Okay, I think we got everything. I'm going to go ahead and... wow, 68 cards. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the encounter deck and then take a look at this. Morning Tide. You are only a few steps into the woods and already you feel your senses distorting. The space between trees seems to shift every time you look, and landmarks never seem to still be there the second time you look for them. At the end of the round, shuffle each distorted location in play with no investigators into the encounter deck. Each enemy attachment and token at that location is discarded. 4 doomed to advance. There are 4 agendas. Into the Woods version 2. A library in the woods seems unlikely, and your sources are shy on any further details. You need to find your bearings if you are to avoid the supposed cursed on these woods. As a lightning bolt, during your turn, the investigators spend 2 clues. As a group, discard the top 7 cards of the encounter deck. Resolve in any order the revelation abilities of at least 1 location discarded this way if able. If the Sylvan Library is in play, you would advance. And looks like... I think there are 4 cards here. Yeah, looks like it. So there's 4 acts. I'll go ahead and read this. Wheeled clearing. The woods then out here, opening up into wide tracts of farmland. The hamlet sits in the far distance. You can just make out the townsfolk busy with their lives. As for the scenario reference card, skulls are minus X, where X is the number of tokens on the scenario reference card, max 3. So I guess it's right now 0. Cultists reveal another token. If you fail this test, take 1 damage or 1 horror. Tablet is minus 3. If you succeed, you can look at the top card of the encounter deck. If it is not a circle location, you may discard it. And then the Elder thing, we do not have. So that is what we're working with right now. This unfortunately did not get updated, so we'll just do that and that. Okay. All right. Let me put a break here and I'll BRB. All right. This is technically my 4th time trying this. First mistake was how locations are connected. Second was forgetting to reshuffle the distorted locations back in, which definitely has an influence. And then the third one was honestly pretty minor, but I was kind of just tilted at that point, so I kind of stepped away from the game for a bit, and am now back at it. So here goes nothing. We could just set it to 0. Alright, so first things first, tarot cards. First fist test is +1. Reshuffle the bottom 10 cards of the discard pile back to the deck. No. And if you're not defeated, +2 experience. Honestly, these all kind of suck. I don't really need the experience, but we're going to go ahead and take this. So, I mean, and for this one, we're guaranteed to get it, else I probably have rage quit, because that means Audrey's dead. More than likely, if Audrey does get defeated, I am going to consider this campaign a loss, because she is the main character for this. And that's probably going to end up happening at some point, because this is pretty difficult. Alright, draw. Oop, too many. Way too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're definitely going to keep that. We'll discard these. Alright. And then over here. Alright, not a terrible start, starting with 2, 3 aces already. Alright. Alright, starting with 3 aces right off the back. I'm probably just going to use it immediately then. Let's see where that puts us. Okay. Alright then, investigation phase. We'll start with At a Crossroads. And draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. And then I am going to go ahead and double action get rid of the self-destructive. Alright. Unless they're... Yeah, I don't even have any weapons. Alright. Over here with Audrey, I am going to go ahead and... Oh, I didn't even flip this location. I apologize. 3 shroud, 4 clues, action, resign. I'm not getting lost in here. Double action, add clues to this location until it has 4 clues on it. I had collected many rare and elusive volumes on ancient herbal properties, and was set to enjoy several weeks immersed in comfortable study. All right, I'm going to go ahead and investigate. I'm going to commit 3 aces 3 times and a deduction. So this is going to auto-succeed, and anytime you auto-succeed, it treats the difficulty of the test as 0. So this is the equivalent of me going 6, 7, 8, 9 to 0. So I'm going to get 3 clues here from the deduction level 2. And then I'm going to draw 3 cards and then gain 3 resources. 1, 2, 3. Gain 3 resources. And then these all go down here. I am going to go ahead and fast out a segment of Onyx and then use my ability to get 2 resources back. I'm then going to go ahead and spend 2 to go ahead and get out the Research Librarian. I will search my deck for a card. I think for now I'm just going to take the Grim Memoir. And then I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to go ahead and get out the Pathfinder so I don't lose it. Alright, enemy phase, no enemies, upkeep. Okay. Mythos, First Doom, I'll shuffle this one more time. Wizard of the Order, there is no empty location, so it cannot fulfill its spawn requirement, so it just gets discarded. Hunting Shadow, I could spend a clue or take 2 damage. I will spend a clue. Alright, we'll start with Boko. I'm going to spend an action to do Stand Together. Gain 2 resources, draw 2 cards, 1 and 2. You gain 2 resources and draw 2 cards. Alright, next I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to go ahead and get out Auto. And that'll give us +1 fight, +1 agility. Anytime I reveal a non-negative symbol during a skill test, I can exhaust them to gain 2 resources. Alright, cool. And then I am going to go ahead and spend 3 to fast out my... This is fast out, so that's nice. Tags are not set for this. Player card asset. Okay. And then, so yeah, that was fast. I didn't actually have to spend an action for that. Last action, I am going to go ahead and Chair's Keepsake. Alright, not too bad. No fire extinguisher, but we're still in good shape. I am going to go ahead at this point. I'm going to do Cryptic Research. Draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. That's our named hand. Alright. Next, I'm going to do Easy Mark. Gain 2 resources. Draw a card. Easy Mark. Gain 2 resources. Draw a card. Okay. And I did it in order, so this didn't put any resources down. I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to get out Grim Memoir. I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 to get out Shadow Lace and use my ability, which is going to put 2 resources on this card. That was my last action. I will go ahead and spend 2 clues to Lightning Bolt, discard the top 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, we found the Sylvan Library. So this is the second time where I've managed to find the Sylvan Library within the first round. The first time it happened, it was literally one of the Mythos cards I drew. So these are going to get discarded. All these are locations. So it says discard the top 7, resolve any revelation of abilities of at least one location discarded this way. So I can choose as long as I pick at least one. All right. Well, we're definitely going to. I'm going to go ahead and do Sylvan Library first, and that will trigger this. Fortuitous find, you stumble into a clearing where, unlike the rest of the woods, you can feel the warmth of the sun's golden rays. At the center of the clearing is an ancient tree with a network of windows and balconies built out around the outside. Its trunk is as wide as a village, and its branches scrape the clouds in the sky. Despite its size, every time you approach, you find yourself mysteriously turned around. There's magic at work here that must be warding it against intruders, and presumably also works to hide it from the outside world. Act 2A gets the lightning bolt ability from Act 1, so we'll keep this here to note that. Commune with nature. Clues cannot be discovered from the Sylvan Library unless at least 4 of the following are true. Broke the frog spawn ring, lowered the cages, snuffed out the candles, bargained with the hermit, displaced the ley line, removed the lodestone, or consecrated the grounds. If each undefeated investigator is at the Sylvan Library and no clues are on it, advance. All right, I'm going to go ahead and keep doing this. I'm going to go ahead and put out the breeding pool. So I'll go ahead and read about the Sylvan Library real quick, though. Has victory. The change in her was appalling, and no longer able to stomach, I sent her to live in the Weald, where her wildness would be welcomed. Breeding pool, 2 shroud, 2 clues. Once there's no clues on it, you can take an action to essentially break the Frogspawn ring. To do this, it's going to be any skill at 8 difficulty, but you get +1 for every card in your hand. Lotus Field, another circle location, 4 shroud, 2 clues, and if there's no clues on it, you can test all of your skills together at difficulty 12. If you succeed, you displace the ley line. And then the rest of these are distorted. I'm going to only bring out the Isolated Chapel. Ooh, do I want to do that? No, I don't want to do that one, actually. That one's actually really good because it can ensure that you get the collector. Which, spoiler, there is a collector in this. Okay, I think I'm going to bring out the Reflecting Pool. So things to note about this, one of the first mistakes I did on my first run of this, or first attempt at this, was the connections. So this is, the Weald clearing is only connected to that symbol down there, which is pretty much the distorted locations, or the woods locations. And then from there, those locations are connected to these circle locations. But all these locations can go one way back to the Weald clearing, so you're never stuck. All right. I'll go ahead and discard these other 2. All right, so that was all a lightning bolt. I am going to go ahead and Pathfind move up to here. And then I'm going to go ahead and we already have those taken care of. I'm going to go ahead and do... Actually, I think I'm just going to hold on to what I have. Yep, that'll be it. All right, so with all that said and done, let's go ahead and do enemy phase. No enemies, upkeep. This resource will, of course, go on here. Mythos, second Doom. So I'm staying in... So the only things that matters are distorted locations. Circle locations do stay in play. And I'm keeping the Sylvan Library separate just to kind of keep everything organized somewhat. Mythos card. False lead. This is going to surge because you have no clues. And now you're marked. And the day grows dim. Yeah, I'm just going to have to take the Doom. Passing the check is not viable right now. So it's going to put us at 3 Doom. Alright, well, let's try to make up for that lost time, shall we? I'm gonna go ahead and I'll wait. I guess it doesn't really matter for most cases. Yeah, actually, I will go with Audrey first. I'm going to investigate using Grim Memoir. I am going to activate this ability, so it's going to be 6 Shroud. So I'm going to be 6 to 6 right now, and I'll go 9 to 6. I'll also go ahead and do Practice Makes Perfect, search top 9. And I'll grab this other Perception. So we are now 12. Yeah, we are 12 to 6. We pass by a lot. So since I did also succeed at this, on top of getting the clue, I will also be able to discard. Oh, I also I had to put a resource on this. If you succeed, spend 1 insight from this. So I'll spend the insight that's here to discard cards from the top of the counter deck until a circle is discarded. Nope. Not a circle. Not a circle. Huh. Didn't know. Hey, the Wizened Hag. Didn't know she was a victory. Didn't know she was in the deck. The deck is huge, by the way, if you hadn't noticed. I'm kind of glad I did this, by the way. Holy cow. That's a woods, but not a circle. That's the cottage. Guess I get to look through the entire deck. Holy cow. Look at this. I mean, granted, if we got away from any distorted locations, we will be able to shuffle the deck again. But, geez. Here we go, circle. And resolve the revelation effect, which just puts it in play. If there's no clues on this, you can test any skill of 9, and it gets +1 skill value for each resource in your resource pool. If you succeed, remember that you bargained with the Hermit. Okie dokie. Also, I draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. One of these gets discarded, the other one doesn't. I'm going to spend my last 2 actions getting rid of the drawing the sign for obvious reasons. I have 9 cards in hand. I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the Grim Memoir at this point because I'm not going to need it. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do Sleight of Hand. This will discard this because I only have 1 hand. Bring out Necronomicon. Five, 11, 14. All right, I'm going to use all 6 of these to grab the clues here. Because you can grab them from any location. All right. At the end of my turn, I think it is, that goes back to my hand. Yeah. In that case, yeah, I think I'm okay with that. If I end up discarding a card, I discard a card. All right. So at the end of her turn, this will go back in her hand. Moko. Oh, do I want a Pathfind move? Each card in your hand. I'll Pathfind move up to the hovel. All right, and then for Moko, I'm gonna go ahead and take 2 moves. to go here and then up to here to the Lotus Field. And I am going to go ahead and try to make this test. I am currently 5, 11, 14 to 12. I will go ahead and commit a meat cleaver and go 15 to 12. We pass. So now we have displaced the ley line. So we've done one of the 4 that we need to do. All right, no enemies, go to upkeep. At a crossroads. I will go ahead and I'll go ahead and take an action and move back to the reflecting pool and then discard a random card. I kind of wish it wasn't to take the initiative, that's okay. And then upkeep here, the resource is going to go on this. And I'm okay with discarding the Alex Shira because I keep forgetting about how to use it. All right, Mythos. Fortunately, the agenda is going to advance. Lost in the mist, the sun is climbing higher into the sky when you hear the snap of a branch nearby. You look around and spy a figure stalking you in the misty woods. Keeping their distance, you shout out, but they just disappear back into the mist again. You are being followed, but by whom? If the Watcher in the Mist is in play and unengaged, move it to an investigator's location. If it is set aside, spawn it engaged with an investigator. All right, so we're going to spawn Misty Guy. The Watcher in the Mist. Hunter retaliates. 3 fight, 3 evade, 3 health. Humanoid Witch Elite. Action parlay willpower 3. If you succeed, automatically evade it. If you as a reaction, when you evade the Watcher of the Mist, you can place 1 clue on the scenario reference card from the token pool. And then after the Watcher of the Mist leaves play, set it aside out of play. Place 1 resource on the scenario reference card. Hits for 1 and 1. All right. I'll go ahead and have this be engaged with you for now. All right, and then cloud cover is you had hoped for the midday sun to clear away the mist that cling to the woods, but the sky remains stubbornly bleak. Whenever you attempt to backtrack, the path you thought you took is no longer there. At the end of the round, shuffle each distorted location, blah, 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 blah. The same stuff as before. 4 doomed to advance. Mysterious chanting. If there's no cultist enemies in play, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a cultist enemy and draw it. I will go through the discard first. So first things first, is the Wizen Hag is a witch. Okay, so no go on that. But you know what is a cultist? You guessed it. The Collector. I'll go ahead and grab this collected while I'm at it. So get spawned with him. It's going to spawn this guy, and he's going to get a Doom. Over here. Woods has started. Put Scalding Tarn into play. Test willpower, agility 3. If you fail, take 1 damage. If you fail by 3 or more, each ally you control takes 1 direct damage. I'm currently 4 to 3. I'll just go 4 to 3. I fail, so I'll take 1 damage, which I will put on the Librarian. Actually, I will put it on the Shadow Lace. Alright, Investigation phase. Okay. Oh, also, I need to put ammo on this, I apologize. Alright. So we got a Watcher in the Mist to deal with, as well as the Collector. If I do this, I'll be, 9 to whatever? But I don't want to use ammo. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just do brute force on the collector. This is going to make us 9 to 4. All right, that's enough to kill. Got him the victory. That's good. Then I'm going to go ahead and deal with the collected. I think I'm just going to shoot him. 9 to 3. We pass. He's dealt with. With a non-negative modifier is revealed. That's just revealed. Yeah, so that didn't have a modifier, so you're good. All right. And if you reveal a non-negative symbol during a skill test. That would actually be this one. I do trigger that. So I gain 2 resources. If a chaos token with a non-negative modifier. So the way this is worded is non-negative symbol. So this non-negative symbol works, but the way this is worded is specifically says a non-negative modifier, which cultist does not have a negative. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to shoot this again. I think for now, I am going to go ahead and spin 1 to do sweeping kick on the Watcher in the Mist. We'll be 9 to 3 again. Oh, that's a positive value, so I'm good to go on that front. This will do 2 damage in Auto Evader. Kind of stalls her for a bit. All right, meanwhile, over here, we still need to deal with the Hermit's Hovel. I'm currently, what, 4 to 2? All right, I'm going to go ahead and investigate, commit this regular deduction. It'll be 5 to 2. Let's actually commit a... actually, we'll commit a perception and a quick thinking as well. We pass by a lot. We get both clues here. And then I get to draw 2 cards. And I get an action back that I have to take immediately. This one's a skill 9 test, but I get +1 for every resource I have in the pool. So I'm right now 5. I can go 9 to 9 right now. So I will, and I'm going to commit this Savant and go 12 to 9. I do pass. If you succeed, this was -3 by the way. I had +3 from this, and I was 9. I was 9 originally. Yep, it was base resource. Yep. Okay, so yeah, I did pass this just barely. If you succeed, look at the top card of the encounter deck. If it's not a circle, you can discard it. It is a circle. Give me 1 moment. Okay, I did check. I'm good to go on that. So if it is a... Look at the top card. If it's not a circle location, you may discard it. Okay, so it's just going to go back on top. Because that is a circle. Yep, circle. Cool. We did resolve this, so we'll go ahead and note that we've done it. So we've done 2 of the 4. That is it for Savant. I think I'm going to go ahead and spin 3 to go ahead and get out Nashua. That'll give me +1 this and +1 that. I will go ahead and I will Pathfind, and then so I'll Pathfind down to here. I'm going to go ahead and do Cryptic Research and draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. I am going to go ahead and fast out this Segment of Onyx and use my ability, which is going to put 2 more resources on this. And then I'm going to So all my easy marks are in the discard, aren't they? Nope, there's still one somewhere in there. Okay, I think for my last action, I'm just going to move. Up to here. All right. Enemy phase. Enemies are exhausted or dead. Upkeep. She's going to re-engage. The resource I'm gaining is going to get put on you. Mythos. First Doom. Oh, this is going to get reshuffled back in. All right, just making sure I remembered that did this correctly. So the way this works is it just gets shuffled back into the deck. Okay, now we draw. Crypt Chill. Fortunately, I don't have really a solution for this, so I'm 3 to 4. I actually passed. After you reveal a non-negative symbol during a skill test, I can exhaust them and gain 2 resources. And then over here, we get, of course, the Woodland Cemetery. Wow, that actually is... It was originally on top, and now it was second to top. That's crazy. All right. 3 Shroud, 2 Clues. If there are no clues on it, you can do a Willpower plus Agility 7 test. If you succeed, you remember that you consecrated the ground. All right. Let's go ahead and get started with the investigation phase, I suppose. I really don't want... Oh, I did forget to put a clue on this, by the way, because we evaded the Watch of the Mist. Doesn't have to be a successful evade. You just have to evade one way or the other. Okay, I think what we'll do for now is I'm going to go ahead and gain a resource and use that to get rid of that. And then I'm going to fast out this segment of Onyx and use my ability to get 2 resources. I'm then going to go ahead and investigate this location. I'm currently 5 to 2. I will go 6 to 2 with quick thinking. I pass and get an action back. I'll get this clue. I'll go 5 to 2 again. I succeeded. If this test is successful, you may play a relic asset from any investigator's discard. I conveniently have my Shadow Lace down here, so I will spend 1 to get this back out. And of course, I get this clue. All right, next I'm going to go ahead and attempt this action. I can test any skill versus 8, so I'm 5 to 8, and then every card in my hand will give me +1. So so I have 10 to 8 here. So I fail only on the tablet. I pass. So this has been resolved. I have now done the Broke the Frog Spawn Wing. And then I'm going to Pathfind move back to here. And then that will be it, I think, for now. All right. Meanwhile, over here, it's like Willpower and Foot. That one's going to be a bit more troublesome. I can go 7 to 7 on it. All right. Watcher in the Mist. What am I going to do with you? I can kill her easily enough, but I can tell that's the plague doctor. And so far, every character from the every protagonist from the game has been a good guy that you don't want to kill. So I'm trying to avoid that, but that's kind of hard with the situation I'm in right now. All right, I'm going to try to evade. I'm going to go Resourceful. and I will commit a research librarian. So this is going to put us at 5-3. Good luck. We pass, so that's good. Puts another clue on this thing. I don't know what that does, but it does something. I'm going to search the deck and pick something that's not resourceful. I'm going to pick this Attic Crossroads, which I have to immediately reveal, and then I'm going to draw 3 cards. Spawn this jerk. Everything's 1 space away, so I'm just going to put this over here for now. And I'm going to have 1 less action next round, which is fine by me. I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to go ahead and get out my meat cleaver. So I have that on hand. Actually, I'm going to draw a card first and then go from there. Okay, now I'll play it. Alright, enemy phase. We will get a curse token. Upkeep. I'm okay with having this re-engage here. Nothing needs to be reshuffled in. Second doom. Another circle location. Graven Cairns. 3 shot out 2 clues. If there's no clues on it, you can do willpower and intelligence 7. If you succeed, remember that you snuffed out the candles. And we get Crypt Chill here. I'll just go 3-4. I actually passed. Cool. Alright. Investigation phase. I'm going to start with Moko. I will attempt to evade the Watcher of the Mist. We'll just go 3-3. That is -2 right now, so it's a fail. I will go ahead and do Live and Learn and do 5-3. I passed just barely. You're evaded. Skulls are now -3. Kind of want to deal with that cursed guy, but I think that's not going to be in the cards right now. I'm going to spend an action to do Stand Together. Gain 2 resources, draw 2 cards. Gain 2 resources, draw 2 cards. There's the other weakness. And, oh, I forgot Segment of Onyx. I didn't realize that was my 3rd one. Would that have changed anything? Probably not. Yeah, I mean, I still would have filtered through the deck regardless. So having it on hand, it's fine. All right. And then my last action, I'm actually going to have her move up to the Sylvan Library. We can go there, we just can't discover clues there yet. So I'm just going to move up there to get ready. Because once I do one of these things, I'll be good to go. Both deductions have been used. Okay. So, yeah, we can make this work. This will be easy. So Audrey is going to Pathfind move to here. I am going to go ahead and fast out a Sleight of Hand and bring out the Necronomicon. I'm going to use all 6 to grab these 2 clues. And then I'm going to take an action to try to snuff out the candles. I'm currently 8-7. Is there any practice cards left? I don't think there are. I'm going to go ahead and just commit the Savant. So we are 11-7. We passed by a lot. So now we've done 4 of the things. I don't know if doing all of them would help, but at this point, I just want to get out of here. I'm going to go ahead and use Pen to the Queen and teleport to here. And then I'm going to fast out Knowledge's Power twice to discover a clue with each of those and grab both clues here. So everyone's here. which means each undefeated investigators at the Sylvan Library, and there are no clues on it. We advance. So this is the first time I've done this, so we'll see how this goes. Open into wonder. A faint shimmer briefly permeates the woods, followed by an inexplicable moment of silence. With the ward protecting the library dispelled, you are able to walk close enough to the base of the great tree to see more details. After one more long hike around the trunk, you find the entrance nestled in a clearing framed by the tree's roots. Do library setup. All right, library setup. Each investigator loses all clues. Done. Remove each location from the game or place it in the victory to display if it has victory X. Each enemy and attachment at those locations are discarded. Thank you. And if it leaves play, set it aside out of play and place one resource on the scenario reference card. We'll put one resource on this. Okay. If Victorine and Bernard captured by Riggins are in play, remove them from the game. Investigators are not defeated during this process. Search the encounter deck and discard pile for each location and each copy of Hunting Shadow and remove them from the game. Oh boy. I'm going to set everything aside, and there is this thing. Grab the 2-player version. Clear the play area, choose the right bag for the player count, and click and press place. So I think all this just gets set aside. Yeah, let's see. Do search counter blah blah blah. Yeah, remove each location from the game. This will go in the victory. Okay. And then I'll go ahead and go through the encounter deck and clear everything. So, no Hunting Shadows. I think I've already discarded all the Hunting Shadows. Yeah, unfortunately we missed a good chunk of victory. We missed the witch and we missed the bandit hideout. But at this point we have plenty of experience. I don't think I'm that concerned about it at this point. I think I'll be more focused on survival from now on. And sanity. Alright. So that should be, all these should be locations. Looks like it. Okay. And then in here, these are locations. Yep, all the Hunting Shadows, get those removed. Okay, looks like I got all of them. What else needs to get removed? Hunting Shadows removed. If we draw one, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. And then shuffle the encounter discard back into the deck. Okay. Only has 38 cards now. Okay, shuffle again. All right. And then I should be able to just click this. It's based off the number of players. Put the library entrance into play, and then each copy of library stairs above the library entrance in a vertical line. Place each investigator at the library entrance. Put the mysterious door into play above the topmost library stairs. Put the remaining locations and stuff. I'm just going to click place. Okay. So library entrance, and I think we start there. Put the canteen east and west. For the remaining location, put the remaining locations into play. One to the left of the library entrance and each library stairs, and one to the right of the library entrance and each library stairs. Okay. So I take these bookshelves, which I think I'm supposed to shuffle. So I'll shuffle them. Like so. There's exactly 2 players in the game. Use 2 copies of library stairs and 6 random. Oh, okay. This didn't actually do what it was supposed to do. It says for 2 players, but use 2 copies of library stairs. Okay, 2 of those, and then use and 6 random copies of bookshelves. I'll set these aside for now. All right. Each row of locations in this scenario is referred to as a floor. We're advanced to Act 3A, Pursuit of Knowledge. Oh, and the set aside mysterious door goes here, apparently. Okay. Yeah, place investigator at the library entrance. There it is. Sorry, I was missing that last sentence. Okay. Act 3A. Pursuit of knowledge. The library is vast, as large as the tree appeared on the outside. The long corridors and tall bookshelves magnify its size. Every wall you see is crammed to the ceiling with books of different subjects, meticulously arranged. However, the library is eerily empty and quiet, save for your group. Who were the library keepers? Where did they go? Why was the ward still up? If an investigator is on the top floor, advance. Top floor is up here, I'm assuming. So the mysterious door. The library is maze-like, and the stairs are nowhere in sight. You cannot enter this location unless you found the stairs up from the floor below. Same thing here. The layout of the library is haphazard and unstructured, as if built by many different hands over many generations. Library entrance. The entrance foyer is grand with doors leading to tens of different library sections. The construction has been slowly crumbling over the years, and piles of rubble litter the ground. And then bookshelves, a room that leads to yet more bookshelves. Perhaps the stairs up can be found here. Okay, let me put a break here 1 second. All right, let's go ahead and don't need to worry about these anymore. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and flip this over. I'm still got the rest of my turn. The library entrance is connected to each location adjacent to it, and those locations are connected to the library entrance. Action, resign, reading is overrated anyway. All right. Not sure what to think about that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and for my last 2 actions, I'm going to actually, that's really annoying. Yeah, I have no choice. I'm going to go ahead and I really want to get rid of the psychosis, but I don't think that's an option. I'm going to go ahead and draw 2 cards. So I'll draw this card. Actually, I'll draw a card and then do easy mark. So gain 2 resources. And then draw a card. I will take 1 horror, which is going to trigger psychosis. I'm going to take 1 direct damage, and I'll kill the Shadow Lays. Okay. And then that'll be it. Enemy phase, no enemies. Upkeep. Oh, this goes back in my hand, by the way. Grim Memoir, cool. Alright, don't need to worry about discarding any distorted locations, because there aren't any. I don't think it said to advance any agendas. Nope. Alright, so we'll go Third Doom. Nauseous Vapors. Either hold breath, test Will 2 to hold your breath, and each point you fail by, you take a damage and a horror, or you can test Agility 4 to flee the area. If you succeed, move to a connecting location. If you fail, take 1 damage. If you fail by 3 or more, take 1 horror. Cool. kind of want to flee the area. But I think I'm just going to have to hold my breath. All right, 3-2 then. We pass, and it's a non-negative number, so I'll gain 2 resources. Strangling Spores. Put into your threat area. At the end of your turn, take 1 direct damage. Action, test willpower 3 to clear your lungs. If you succeed, discard it. You may spend an action to automatically succeed. Noted. Well, that's really annoying. I'm going to go ahead and start with Moko. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 actions to go ahead and get rid of Psychosis for her. And then I will spend an action to try to get rid of the Strangling Spores for her as well. I'll go ahead and have her commit a Savant to this. So it's going to get, it'll be 6-3. You pass. I can look at the top card of the encounter deck if it's not a circle. I will discard it. Thank you. All right, this goes away. This goes away. And that's it for Moko. Audrey. No, it's been quite the time. Let's go ahead and Pathfind move. Over here. Anthropomancy section. As an additional cost to investigate the section, take 1 damage. If there are no clues in the Anthropomancy section, investigators in the Anthropomancy section spend 2 clues as a group. Remember that you found the stairs up from this floor. Okay. I don't want to investigate here because it does damage. So I will just move back. Actually, there is a solution to this. But I'm not going to do it. I'm just thinking, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and I could investigate and just take the damage. That might be what I do. Let's spend 3, get out Grim Memoir, and then I'm going to go ahead and investigate with Grim Memoir, and I'm going to spend 1 to do Practice Makes Perfect. I will take 1 damage, killing off the Research Librarian. Search top 9. I'll pick the deduction. Wait, something weird just happened. Top 8. Okay, there's only 2 easy marks. I was going insane. All right, 7, 9 to 2. We pass. We get to draw a card. Actually, I didn't shuffle. 1 second. Draw a card. Oh, this goes in my hand. 2 clues. And then if there's no clues here, I can remember that you found the stairs up from this floor. And it's still connected to there. That's fine. All right, we will make note that we have found the stairs to this floor. And then I will just move back for the last action. All right, investigation, enemy, upkeep. Looking good. Looking better. 4th Doom, we do advance. What's going to happen now? Grasp of phantoms. You have been chased by a mysterious figure this whole time. Who is it? Like a phantom of your mind. It keeps appearing and disappearing every time you turn around. If it's in play and unengaged, move it to investigator's location. If it's set aside, spawn it and engage with an investigator. Okay. Who do we want to engage to? Honestly, it doesn't really matter. We'll just put it on you. Alright, and light of day. The sun's rays have finally pierced the branches, shining a light on the overlooked secrets of the woods that previously you might have missed. You had not noticed before, but the woods are eerily silent, with no birdsong, no sound of wildlife, no breeze or rustling the leaves. A faint stench of decay wafts into your nostrils. Okie dokie. Mythos. Obscuring fog. Alright, that's fine. Setting sun. Let's each take a horror. And let's honestly just take 2 horror. This will do horror as well, and kill off the chair's keepsake. Okay. Okay, investigation phase. Let's go ahead and Pathfind move up. The stairs keep going up. Surely you will eventually reach the top of the library. This location is connected to each location adjacent to it. All that stuff. 1 shroud, 0 clues. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do cryptic research now. 1, 2, 3. There's our weakness. I'm going to go ahead and take an action to get out this. I'll go ahead and move over a space. See what's going on here. A room that leads to yet more bookshelves. Perhaps the stairs can be found here. You cannot investigate the philosophy section unless you control no items. Return an item asset from your play area to your hand. Gain resources equal to its resource cost. If there are no clues on the philosophy section, spend 1 clue. Remember that you found the stairs up from this floor. I have multiple items. I can easily get the clue. But if I get the clue, that means I'm leaving Moko to our own, on our own, essentially. Which may be what I have to do. So I think I'll do that. I'll do Pin to the Queen instead. Keyword here is I can't investigate. I can still get clues. So I'll go ahead and spend the clue here to go ahead and find the stairs for this floor. I don't know if there's any other locations that have victory, but honestly, like I mentioned, we have more experience than we'll ever need. So I'm going to go ahead and spend an action to move back. And that'll be it on that front. Meanwhile, over here, I got to deal with this Watcher in the Mist. Let's go ahead and evade 3 to 3. I fail. I'll go ahead and do live and learn and commit a look what I found. So it's going to be 6 to 3. We passed. That is -3, by the way. So got that going. This is another evade, so this goes here. I'm going to go ahead and spend an action to move up. We did find the stairs to the next floor, so I will go ahead and move up again. Alright, so we just need to find this last bit of whatever this nonsense is. Alright. Enemy phase upkeep will unexhaust. The resource is going to go onto the weakness. First Doom. Nothing else changed, right? Yep. Still same deck. Setting Sun again. Alright. What do we want to do this time around? This is actually getting a little painful. Let's both discard an asset. Yeah, I think we'll have to do that. We both have to discard an asset. In fact, we'll have both of us discard 2 assets. We'll get rid of the gun. Get rid of the meat cleaver. And then I will go ahead and get rid of Alex Shira. and the Grim Memoir. Fungal infection. If there's a non-elite in play, you're an elite, so this will just get surge. Yeah, so the only enemy that's in play has is elite, so I'm not gonna worry about that. Acolyte. Any empty location, we can put him over here with a doom. Might as well put you over here, I guess. All right. Investigation phase. I'll go ahead and strut with Moko. We'll move on over to here. Occult section. As an additional cost to investigate here, take 1 horror. If there are no clues in the occult section, investigators in the occult section spend 2 clues. As a group, remember that you found the stairs up from this floor. Get engaged. I'll go ahead and fight you. We'll go 6 to 3. Kills him. And I might as well just do it. I'll take the horror and investigate this location. We'll go 2 to 2. Well, I get a clue. I wanted to actually fail that. All right. Meanwhile, we'll go ahead and go with Audrey. We'll Pathfind move up. And at this point, I'm just going to I'm going to go ahead and use Pen of the Queen to evade her again. Actually, do I want to do that? No, I don't actually want to do that yet. We'll hold on to this just in case. There's always a chance. There is that card that will make this just move up to us and be annoying. So, well, Pathfind move up. What do we have left in the deck? All right. Should I just take the horror? I think we will. We'll move over. We'll go ahead and investigate. I am going to commit a quick thinking to this. I will take the 1 horror. This is going to be 6 to 2. I'll commit a deduction as well. We'll go 7 to 2. We pass by a lot. Get an action back. Get the clues. We'll spend the clues as a group to note that we have found the stairs. So I failed to click on things. 3. All right. And then my last action. I have 2 actions remaining. I'll go ahead and move over. I want to go to the top floor, but I don't want to get gotcha'd, so I'm just going to draw a card as my last action. All right. Enemy phase. This guy's going to come up. Upkeep. Okay, you can work with that. Mythos, second Doom. Let's start at enemy phase. If it's ready, each investigator at its location will take 1 horror. Mysterious Chanting. There are no cultist enemies in play. We'll spawn 1. We'll put them up here. All right. Investigation. I will go ahead and take the 2 damage to move away from this unclean giant. And then move up and reveal this location. Mysterious door, sealed shut. 6 shrouds, 0 clues. The door is locked by an unfamiliar magic. Despite your best efforts, you are unable to finesse or force your way through. If an investigator is at the top floor, advance. Trial of Mystery. You climb up another staircase and are greeted by a stone statue of an ancient warrior, crumbling and covered in moss. It must have been a protector of the library when it was originally built, but it is now sleeping and unstirring. Spawn the set-aside librarian guardian at the mysterious door, the set-aside guardian's shield at Canopy Sanctum West, and the set-aside guardian's spear at Canopy Sanctum East, each with an inanimate side face up. If we had trespassed, one of these would get flipped. Alright. Library Guardian, Guardian, Guardian. Alright, so down here. Spawn the shield, the Guardian on the mysterious door. He is massive. The shield on west side. And the spear over here. Alright, inanimate, 3 fight, 3 evade, 4 health, massive, golem elite, cannot make attacks opportunity. When either Guardian's shield or Guardian spear is defeated, flip Library Guardian. After Library Guardian is dealt damage, flip it. Do not remove attachments or tokens. Victory 0. Alright. And then over here, cannot make attacks opportunity. Yeah, they also don't attack. Well, they do attack, but they don't do any damage. They have 0 damage, 0 horror. They animate shield, 1 fight, 4 evade, 4 health. Location gets +1 shroud. After it is dealt damage, flip it. And then over here, the first encounter card drawn during the Mythos phase by each investigator at the Guardian Spear's location gains Surge. 5 fight, 2 evade, 3 health. And it has Retaliate. Okay. Up here. As usual, there are rows upon rows of books, but when you look upwards, the ceiling seems to stretch into the sky. When you search your surroundings, you find a door that has been disturbed more recently than the rest of the library and is mysteriously sealed shut. Could this be somewhere your ancestor visited, or is the library not as empty as you initially thought? Only investigators at the mysterious door may spend the requisite clues as a group to advance. Okie dokie. This Acolyte will engage me. I will fight him. So I moved twice, and my last action is just to punch this guy. We are 6-3. Of course. Good old auto fail. Alright. Goes to Audrey. Which I should have put a resource on this, by the way. Okay. So technically, these things do engage you, so I'm just going to use my Pathfinder now, get that out of the way. I'm going to use Pin to the Queen now as well to auto-evade the... Actually, she's not caught up yet. Never mind. I keep thinking she's caught up already. Let's go ahead and move. I want to go ahead and go to Sanctum East first. These special rooms at the top of the Sylvan Library are lit in a green glow from orbs of magic floating in the canopy. You see what you're trying to find a door. I don't remember if I actually read this or not. 1 second. I have, in fact, read it. Okay. So my first action is going to be to move over to the Canopy Sanctum East. These special rooms at the top of the Sylvan Library are lit in a green glow from orbs of magic floating in the canopy. I've read that twice now. Alright, over here, this location has 6 clues. The air is crisp in this section of the library, and a faint breeze drifts between the branches and leaves that grow interspersed among the rows of bookshelves. Alright, I am going to go ahead and make an investigate. I'm going to go deduction plus perception. So this is going to be 10 to 1. Please do not auto-fail. You already gave it to Moko. Audrey doesn't need one. God damn it. I'm going to move back so I don't draw a surge card. God damn it. Alright. Upkeep. Well, first enemy. This will move up. Upkeep. I'm going to get hit for 1 damage as well. Upkeep. Alright. I can get 4 clues off of that thing. but unfortunately, that's about it. All right, Florida, whatever. Noxious vapors. Search the deck. God, I only have 8 cards left, which means somewhere in those 8 cards are my freaking it's my freaking fire extinguisher. Yeah, there's not really. I'm just gonna go 3-2. I actually passed. It's non-negative, so I'll gain 2 resources. Over here, there is a non-fungus enemy in play. Attach it, and that's good. So it's gonna go to this guy. Technically, it could go on the statues. Actually, these guys are elites, right? Yeah, they are. All right. +1 fight. The attached enemy gains Hunter, and the fungus trait gets +1 fight, +1 health. Good stuff. So that's what makes these guys really dangerous. Is it'll eventually make them active. All right. Investigation phase. There's not too much I can do with that. Yeah, and unfortunately, this 6 Shroud here ensures I can't just do cheeky stuff. All right. Look what I found. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and fight this guy. I will commit a resourceful and a long shot. So this is gonna put us at 7-4. Okay, we killed him. This goes away, and I can search my deck for something to hopefully make my life not as miserable. I could do Live and Learn, but that's still not going to be enough. I'll grab the look what I found. If we can get away with just 1 round of being screwed over, I think that'll be okay. So I'm going to go ahead and move over with Moko for the second action. And then I'm going to investigate 2-1. Forgot that cursor was even there. +1. I actually pass. Pass by 1. I will not take the damage to murder myself. So we do get a clue here. We're gonna start working our way through that. Also resource here should have been put on here. All right. Can't pathfind move because this guy is actually engaged with me. So we'll go ahead and. Oh yeah. Also, these guys are constantly hitting us, but they're not actually doing anything else. I'm gonna go ahead and move for my first action to see what this other location has. I think it seems to have the same description. All right. The air is crisp. Seems to be the same stuff. All right. This location has 4 Shroud thanks to this guy, which is completely okay by me. All right. I'm going to go ahead and at this point, I will go ahead and get rid of I'll go ahead and exhaust the auto-evade the Watcher, which is going to, of course, put another clue on this. All right. Next, I'm going to go ahead and draw a card. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm just thinking here. I'm going to go ahead and just draw a card. And then I will fast out this segment of Onyx and put 2 resources on this. Okay. That person's exhausted. Upkeep. Hey, Pete. Perception, perfect. You'll on exhaust. Mythos. Alright, so I believe it's the first... Yeah, first encounter card will get Surge. Okay. We are up to 4 out of 5. Alright, let's see what we got. This will Surge. Wait, hold on a second. First encounter card drawn during the Mythos phase by each investigator at the Guardian Spirit gains Surge. So this gains Surge twice, which I don't think it stacks. Let me check. Yeah, keywords don't stack. It's like the same situation if you got Retaliate twice. Alright, so it's still going to Surge because it's going to Surge. And we get Crypt Chill. Unfortunately, I think I'm about to lose Otto. Well, he died as he lived. Chilled. I failed. Alright, bye-bye, Otto. Alright, and then over here, Nauseous Vapors. Ooh, that's not great. Take 1 damage, 1 horror. There are technically 3 tokens, well, 4 tokens that can screw me over and do extra damage and horror to me. I'm going to go ahead and do the agility test. And we're going to take a damage and a horror. Alright, not looking great. But since I failed it, I don't move. Okay. Okay, let's get to work. I'm going to start with Moko. This is the last act, by the way, so I'll probably just run for the door at this point. Moko, spend 3 to get out Pete. Yeah, so that's my stats now. I'm going to go ahead and investigate. We'll go 2 to 1. I passed by 1, or I passed exactly, so I get a clue. And can I get all the clues off there on my own? Answer is yes, I can. I'll go ahead and move to here. All right. Then I'm going to go Audrey. Audrey is going to go ahead and investigate. We'll do quick thinking with perception. So 8, 9 to 3, or to 4, sorry. That is a skull, so I can actually exhaust this and heal a damage. So that's -3, so I am 6 to 4. So I pass by 2, so I get an action back, and I draw 2 cards, 1 and 2. And I get a clue here. Yeah, I don't think I want to take the time to get all of the victory here. I think I just want to get out. So let's do that. Actually, is that even enough? I need 1 more clue from here. Is it possible for me to get 1 more clue from here? So I have to take an action immediately because of the quick thinking. Let's easy mark, gain 2 resources, and draw a card. There's our weakness. Can I go 5 to 4 and just pray? I still need to get over there. 5 to 4. Nope. Let's go ahead and you've been discarded, right? Yep. Let's go ahead and spend 2 to get out Research Librarian. I'll just shuffle the deck, it doesn't matter. I'm going to spend 1 to do Sleight of Hand and get out the Necronomicon. I'm going to use all 6 of these to grab the clues off of this. And then do 2 Knowledge's Powers to get these remaining clues. All right. And then this will go back in my hand. All right. Enemy phase. She's going to come say hi and do 1 and 1. The horror can go here, that's fine. And then I am going to use one of my chances to self-res. All right. And then here we can do upkeep. And upkeep. All right. Oh, also that will get rid of this finally. All right. Mythos. It advances. Stalking Vengeance. The silent hunter continues to stalk you through the woods undeterred. No matter what you try, every time you think you have managed to shake them off or driven them away, they inevitably return. So yeah, I'm already engaged, so I don't need to worry about any of that stuff. You hear the enchanted evening. You hear the howling of wolves in the distance. The sun is setting, and night will fall soon. You should hurry and return to the hamlets, lest you fall prey to the predators of the night. Each copy of Followed Footsteps gains surge. Well, that's not Followed Footsteps. I'll take the doom. Collected. That's going to get a doom. All right. I really don't want this collected right now. I can go 4 to 2 easily enough. We also need to deal with this guy. Oh, actually, these tokens should have been removed. The damage should have been removed a while ago when it got discarded. I'll go ahead and spend 1 and do Sweeping Kick. This will be 8 to 3. I succeed. I will take a damage and heal a horror. So this is going to do 2 damage again and evade her. I apologize if this is wrong. I don't know exactly the rules for this. And then if I go 4, draw 3, go there. Okay, I can do this. I'm going to investigate. I'm going to commit a look what I found. This is going to make us 4 to 6. All right, so I fail by 4. And I'm going to do a lucky, so now I fail by 2. And then I'm going to do look what I found and grab the 2 clues off here. All right. And then last action, I am going to go ahead and draw a card. And then Pete will heal. All right. Do I get greedy and try to get 3 more clues? Probably not. I will try to evade. I'll go 4 to 2. We pass. We might be okay, actually. I'll take an action to play Easy Mark. Gain 2 resources, draw a card. Have all the deductions been used? Have all the perceptions been used? What happened to my 3 aces? Oh, they're probably still in there. So the 3 aces are in there. And that's it. That's all my practice cards. Alright then. Our sleight of hand is still down there, but that's about it. And I'm a resource short. Yeah, I think I'm just going to move. We'll just get out of here. Alright, we have 9 clues. That's enough to advance. Let's get out of here. Eyes of the Watcher. If there are more or equal clues than resources on the scenario card, you hear a voice from behind you. Thank you. You've been good subjects, even if you're a bit underfed. You spin around, ready for a fight, but behind you, the mysterious figure who has been harassing you all this time is just walking nonchalantly towards the door, with their hands in the air. Maybe we can help each other. Come in. Resolution 2. So yeah, we definitely have more clues than we do resources. Alright. So resolution 2 it is. So, I was listening to you loud beast as you were thundering around the woods looking for secrets in the manor, huh? Aren't you a bit unprepared? The figure takes off her plague doctor mask. I'm Galena. I've been investigating the manor dungeons to find out more about this ancestor of yours, way before you even realized it existed. You had some good stuff locked up in there, you see. I've been working on something big. She gestures wildly with her hands, a grin plastered on her face, though moments later she folds her arms again and her nonchalant expression returns. Not that you'd understand the intricacies involved. She sits down by a desk and continues. Anyway, in my time exploring this library, I've discovered some pretty juicy stuff. Like, she twirls a finger in the air. How to summon your ancestor back to this realm. Yep. I have some questions for him. All that knowledge gone forever. Such a waste and all that. However, it's guarded, and I need some meat to accompany me. For some reason, everybody else either quits or dies. So, from what I overheard, face it, you need me. You look like you can take care of yourself. She trails off and looks you up and down. Or at least you look like you've been through it all once or twice. Alright, we record that Galena is now a member of the expedition. Alright. We don't need to worry about Victorine or Bernard. We can add Galena to the deck. Willpower and foot 1. After you reveal an Elder Sign or auto fail during a skill test, exhaust her, draw a card. Morally flexible. I will go ahead and put this with. She doesn't take a slot either, so I will happily put this with Audrey. Ally Criminal Medic. Okay. And then anyone investigator may add the Athanasius to their deck. It does not count towards the deck size. That'll be this card, I guess. Elixir of Immortality. Item elicits science. Doesn't take any slots. 1 cost asset. Uses 2 secrets. When an investigator at your location would be defeated, spend 1 secret and exhaust this. Test willpower or foot 3. If you succeed, heal 3 damage 3 horror from that investigator. If an Elder Sign or auto fail is revealed during this test, you take 1 damage and 1 horror. You know what? You can have that too. Not being defeated will mean you don't die. Each investigator earns experience equal to victory X, value of each card, blah, 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 blah. All right, our victory is not going to be much. We have 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here, so that's going to be 3 whole XP. And 5 for you. Actually, it'll be 7 for you because of freaking the Fool. All right. Don't spend experience yet. We're going to go ahead and go to the resupply point 2. All right, each investigator may choose to visit one of the following buildings. If the investigators help the hamlet rebuild, no changes are made. Otherwise, each building listed under buildings pillaged cannot be visited this resupply point. All right, we don't need to worry about rescuing or nowhere to be found because they were never captured. All right, so key thing. We are getting rid of drawing the sign. That is a pact in madness. So I can either take a mental trauma or a physical. I'll take a mental trauma to get it cured. So she's going to go to the Abbey to get rid of the drawing the sign. That's gone. Because that really hurts. So that's what Audrey's going to do. Moko. Don't need to worry about this anymore. Her weakness is, so the weaknesses she is indebted, which is a flaw, which I don't think I can even fix. I could fix it by going to the tavern, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal. We can get rid of the accursed follower. Actually, can I? Yeah, he's a humanoid, so I can get rid of that. And then the other weakness was it self-destructive, which is a flaw. So it would only require going to the tavern to do. Part of me wants to just get rid of the accursed follower because he's just so annoying. I always forget to deal with him, and he's just kind of always there. Self-destructive can be really bad, but since I'm immortal and I effectively have like technically 24 health, I think the plan is I'm going to go to the tavern and get rid of the accursed follower. So tavern visits, we'll just put 1, I think it is. The other option is we go and just gain 5 experience, which would ensure that she can get another eucatastrophe, which would be nice. But for now, 1 will be enough for the future. All right. So eucatastrophe will ensure that she doesn't kill herself with her own weakness, which will be nice. Granted, if you're with the more deaths you take, the more weaknesses you put in there. So yeah, tavern visit and the Abbey. That's the plan. All right, supplies. We're gonna get 4 supply points each. We do get the we do still get the bonus from introducing ourselves to the locals, and then of course we have to reduce our supply points by 3. Distribute how we want. Okay, and this time around we have torches, food, bandages, laudanum, and medicinal herbs. We definitely want torches. So let's see, 4 and 4. Or sorry, 4. We had technically 4 and 5. We can ensure what we can do is with the 3 reduced supplies, make it so they both have 3 each, and then use that to get a torch each. There is a new item, which is the medicinal herb, which I don't know if it's in here. It is. Medicinal herb, what does this even do? During a skill test at your location, you can remove it to get +3. That's kind of neat, but it's only 1 use. Technically, there are 4 in stock, though. Yeah, we're just going to get torches. that tavern visit. Though, well, I mean, at this point, we did Lost in the Woods. We only got 3 left. Yeah, there might not be any supply points left soon, so we may be good on that front. Besides all of that, oh, and if you happen to be bitten from the rabid hounds from the bandit invasion, it will start doing things to you. All right, we'll go ahead and spend our experience. Moko's is going to be straightforward. We're going to get your catastrophe. Essentially, it's a 2-cost fortune blessed event. Commits for 2 wild. Fast play whenever you reveal a chaos token that reduces your skill value to 0. So this can either be, just drawing something that's a high negative value, or in this case, in usual case, the auto fail. And then you cancel that token and just get the Elder Sign instead. This is mainly just to ensure I don't kill myself with the weight of 1,300 years. So with that in mind, what do we get rid of in exchange? I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of a long shot. Get rid of a long shot for that. All right, so we're good to go on that. That's 3 experience points. That's all of our experience. All right, meanwhile, over at... Just making sure I didn't miss any others. Yeah, that's all of it. Okay. And then 7 experience for Audrey. Yeah. I'll need a moment. Okay. 7 experience. I'm going to spend 5 of it to replace 1 research librarian with the Eye of Truth. So I only have 1 of these now in the deck, and then I'll upgrade the remaining deduction. That's 7 experience. And at this point, there is not much else to upgrade. I will have to essentially get like ancestral knowledge to actually expand my deck if I want to do any further upgrades, or start replacing things like my Grim Memoir and things like that. Which I may end up replacing the Grim Memoir at this rate. So yeah, there you go. I have 38 cards in this deck because of all the destroy stuff. We now have a second mental trauma, which is not great, but it's better than having that weakness stalling us over and over again. Fortunately, I can't get rid of her other weakness, her actual weakness. But that's okay. But yeah, I think getting rid of the Cursed Cultist guy is going to be good. Yeah, get rid of a Cursed Follower. 1 less enemy to spawn. Self-destructive hurts, but Moko can survive it. And if I draw in a bad time, I draw at a bad time. Because if I die a bunch of times at once, it's not a big deal. It's when I start drawing the weakness it's going to become the issue. Alright, so with that, we'll be doing Summoning Courage after all this, and we'll see how that goes. So, I am the Depressed Dior. This was Arkham Horror, the card game. Darkham Horror, we did Lost in the Woods. We'll be doing Summoning Courage next with Fujiwara Noboko and Audrey Bourassa. I'll see you guys next time.